And we are live.
Welcome to the Fantasmagorium show. On today's show, we have Emmy nominations. The young Morpheus you never knew you needed. Silverhawks takes flight in a new animated series. And a very special Hamm time. How are you, Steve?
I'm good, Scotty. How are you?
I'm excited about John Hamm. I always am.
Yeah, that seems to be one of the many things that lifts your spirits.
John Hamm is my jam.
Yeah. Before we get to John Hamm, we do have a jam-packed show today. So let's get a little bit of the housekeeping out of the way first, like we do every day. We want you. We want to remind you to please like, share, subscribe, comment, do all those things. We say this every day, but it bears repeating. We love subscriptions, but liking, sharing, and commenting, that engagement actually helps us grow the channel faster. And we appreciate your patronage and your support. Also, if you'd like to send a tip with your comment or question, please do so. www.streamelements.com/phantasmagoriumshow/tip. We also have our own website. It features not only our shows, but also a link to our audio-only podcast page where you can pick those up. Also, you can find our podcast, the audio-only version, on every major podcast network. So find your favorite, pop in Fantasmagorium Show, and it should come right up. And you can find our website at www.phantasmagoriumshow.com. Great. So now with that out of the way for now, let's...
So, and if you are subscribed, thank you so much. Thank you for already being a subscriber if you are a subscriber. And if you're not, come on. What are you waiting for?
Yeah. And click the little notification bell so you always know when we're going live. We do try to do the show every day, Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern in the States. So hopefully you can catch us live. If not, obviously on the replays. So Scotty, this dropped a little earlier today. Ryan Reynolds posted this up on his social networking sites, and it was so great. It's awesome. I thought we can't do this show without showing this. So the little tag underneath in the description says, 2 members of the MCU, the upcoming film Free Guy, featuring Ryan Reynolds and Taika Waititi. And here's the video.
Daddy needs to express some rage.
Well, hello there, and what's up, Reaction Faction? It's Deadpool. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button and follow me on Patreon. Last week, you all really liked my Cruella trailer reaction video. Where are the f***ing dogs? So, this week, I'll be reacting to a trailer for a movie which I honestly thought came out like a year ago. Free Guy. Apparently, it's this August. We also have a guest reactor this week, Korg, who was not my first choice, but apparently everyone else was too busy over on Disney+. Say hello, Korg.
Hello, I'm made of rocks. Thank you for having me, Paul. Sorry you're dead.
Jesus Christ. Let's take a look.
My name is Guy.
Oh, he's named Guy, like the movie's title.
That's pretty clever. Is it?
I've got a best friend.
This is the greatest cup of coffee of all time. Ho-ho!
Mondays, am I right, Joe?
You said it,
Okay,
guy.
let's just pause for a second and let everyone comment first, or this trailer gives away too much, or Ryan Reynolds is just me, which is super insulting, by the way. All done?
And I work at the bank.
Everybody down on the ground!
I thought I had everything I needed. But then I met her.
Oh, Jodie Comer. God, I love her so much. Oh, I hope they don't fridge her.
What's fridging?
Well, it's the practice of killing off or hurting a female character in order to motivate her towards the main character, also known as Deadpool 2. Thank you for asking.
Ah, we call that bridging.
Everybody down on the ground. Everybody except you.
Me?
It's just so There is something inside you, Guy. They expected you to just fall.
It's like a hostage situation.
More than that. Put these on.
Okay, fine. I do.
Oh my God! What are these, trick glasses or something?
It's about trick glasses.
The glass tricker.
This world, it's a video game. You're not real.
Please stop my...
I'm the guy responsible for this world.
Any thoughts on our villain, Korg?
Looks like he's got 4 arms, and the 2 lower ones have got gloves on. I like them.
You have a Disney Plus show, don't you, face? Oh, God. Ooh, trademark infringement.
Doesn't that mean that nothing you do matters? I am sitting here with my best friend trying to help him get through a tough time. Now, if that's not real, I don't know what is.
I know this world is just...
Look at him go. That little blue shirt. Oh, his face is so punchable.
Thanks, guy.
I'm gonna be the great guy.
Well, enjoy your lifetime supply of virginity. Off you go.
This whole good guy routine is ruining the game. Woo! Terminate him.
That's Taika Waititi.
He seems quite nice, actually.
A rabbit. Maybe this is the live-action Thumper we all haven't been waiting for.
Jump! Jump! Jump and catch the ball! No! Oh, useless.
Wow, body airbag. Love it.
I can't die!
Something bad's gonna... Yeah, there you go. Okay, this looks fun in a last days of Fox fire sale kind of way. Not sure if it was worth diverting Canadian Cumberbatch's little mind away from my next movie, or... You know what, I'm gonna give it, I'll give it 4 out of 5 avocados. Korg?
I was raised by avocados.
Oh my God, just kill me now. Any tips on getting into the MCU there, Korg?
Have a dream, chase it, lose that dream, just sabotage all sorts of happiness in the pursuit of that dream, climb up to the peaks of the mountain, and bottom, we're never going to be there. And at that point, check your emails. Maybe you'll get something from your agent saying Marvel wants to talk.
Yeah, I prefer Dark World. Half a f***ing penny of you for this
Okay, so now I think you know why I had to show this thing. That might be the best piece of marketing we've seen since the Deadpool guerrilla marketing campaign.
Yes, that was absolutely fantastic. Although I did enjoy when they sort of did the first announcement. They did the teaser for Free Guy a year ago, and they were talking because Taika Waititi and Ryan Reynolds were both in Green Lantern, and they said, "But you guys work together," and they're both like, "No, we don't remember that or talk about it."
Right.
And so I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, that was glorious, especially getting the animation for Korg and Deadpool.
Yeah. Awesome. Good stuff. So yeah, we wanted to bring that to you right away because when that dropped, I was like, oh my God, that's great. And obviously the internet went on fire like it does when Ryan Reynolds does these type of things. So, okay, let's jump into so something else happened today. The Emmy nominations were announced. Let's go ahead and see if I can bring these up on the screen. Yeah, they're not huge, but we'll do our best to go through these and read them off to you. Are you able to see those, Scott? Yeah. Okay, good.
I can see them. Starting off with the drama series, nominated is The Boys, which great. Yes. Bridgerton, The Crown, The Handmaid's Tale, Lovecraft Country, The Mandalorian, and Pose, and This Is Us.
Yeah, so the way I see it, I'm looking at The Boys, Lovecraft Country, Handmaid's Tale, and The Mandalorian being genre fair. And kudos to The Mandalorian, 2 times, season 2, 2 times nominated for the Emmy, which is in the drama series, which is the Emmy's highest award. So good on The Mandalorian. It's an absolutely fabulous show. Bummer for Lovecraft Country that they just announced no season 2, and here we go. Here's your Emmy nomination. I wish they'd keep going with that. I'm not sure why HBO wanted to do away with that, but and then Handmaid's Tale, awesome. The Crown, I love. Bridgerton, I never got into, so I'm not too familiar with that one. I don't watch Pose, and I'm not a This Is Us fan, but I know This Is Us has several of these. I think they've won several over their run. Do you have a favorite in this race?
I would, just as we discussed yesterday with watching the 7-on-7 from Vought Tower, the satire and the special effects and the performances in The Boys, I really, really enjoy. And it being a superhero show, I don't know. I think something along the lines of The Crown, Lovecraft Country, the Academy tends to favor those that are not coming back. But and also a little bit of a soft spot for The Handmaid's Tale. And also with The Boys, because they're both filmed in and around the Ontario.
I do like The Boys. I would love to see them get a win. I thought, in particular, the second season was extraordinarily well crafted, and deserving. I think they're all deserving in this category. So we'll see what happens when they decide who wins.
Yeah. Then lead actor in a drama series.
Sorry.
For Bridgerton, we have Regé-Jean Page. The Crown, we got Josh O'Connor as Prince Chuck. For Lovecraft Country, Jonathan Majors as Atticus Freeman. Ooh, Perry Mason gets Matthew Rice a nod. Pose, we got Billy Porter. And This Is Us, Sterling K. Brown.
I think Brown. Me too, and I think he's pulled one or two of these in his run. This Is Us as well. I don't have a favorite here. I do have two that I'd like to see at the top. Jonathan Majors, obviously, I thought was incredible in Lovecraft Country. I also thought Matthew Rhys was amazing in Perry Mason. Now, I know not everybody watched Perry Mason, but it was really well done. I really liked how they handled that series, and I'm looking forward to season 2. But he does a stellar job.
Good, excellent. If you wanted to scroll it up so that I can get, we got lead actress in a drama series, Olivia Colman. Well, you found my favorite. Thank you for putting it at the top of the list.
Right.
For The Crown. Then Emma Corrin as Princess Diana in The Crown. The Handmaid's Tale. We get Elizabeth Moss. Oh, man. All these great actresses. In Treatment has Uzo Aduba. Apologies to Uzo for mispronouncing the name. Lovecraft Country, Journey Smollett. And in Pose, MJ Rodriguez. And so I'm almost responding to the, like, almost in a People magazine sort of way, responding to the names, because I haven't seen a lot of these.
Yeah, so I've seen The Crown, The Handmaid's Tale. In Treatment, I did not see. Lovecraft Country, obviously, and I don't watch Pose. So out of the ones I have watched, it's hard. I thought Journey was awesome in Lovecraft Country. She's awesome in everything I've seen her in, but it's hard not to go with Olivia Colman.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, when you have an Oscar-winning actress on the list, I would say, she's kind of proven herself, and
and she does top-notch work in The Crown, as do the entire cast, really.
Mm-hmm. Supporting actor in a drama series for The Crown, we got Tobias Menzies. In The Handmaid's Tale, we got O.T. Fagbenley. My apologies, OT. In The Handmaid's Tale, we got Max Minghella. And still going, The Handmaid's Tale, Bradley Whitford. Is there anything that man can't do? Lovecraft Country, Michael K. Williams. Great. And in The Mandalorian, Giancarlo Esposito. And, if you scroll up just a little bit more, we got a Perry Mason supporting actor.
Yeah. You know what? Let me do this.
John Lithgow. And This Is Us, we have Chris Sullivan.
Awesome. Yeah, I don't have a favorite here. I think Giancarlo Esposito did great work. I think Bradley Whitford always does great work. Mm-hmm. Tobias was awesome. So up in the air for me. They're all tremendous actors and all deserving. So let's go on.
And then we've got the supporting actress in a drama series, Gillian Anderson as Maggie Thatcher in The Crown. Awesome. Helena Bonham Carter as Princess Margaret in The Crown. The Crown seems to be all of the supporting actresses. Emerald Fennell, and then in The Handmaid's Tale, Madeline Brewer, again with The Handmaid's Tale. We have Anne Dowd. It's an arm wrestle between The Handmaid's Tale and The Crown. We've got Yvonne Strahovski. Thank you. And The Handmaid's Tale, Samira Wiley. And going one more time into Lovecraft Country, Anjanu Ellis in Lovecraft Country. Like, I really, I should pay attention at rehearsals.
we should have rehearsals, and that way you can pay attention.
But this was breaking news. We just got this list in front of us. It's the Emmy nominations today, so please bear with us and thank you.
Yes.
Comedy series, nominated for best comedy series, we've got Blackish, Cobra Kai. Is Cobra Kai a comedy?
That I must be. I don't watch it.
I guess. Emily in Paris.
It's weird comedy.
I heard a very interesting theory about Emily in Paris. I'll be very brief, but if you were playing with the title properly, it should be Emily in Paris. Then we have The Flight Attendant, Hacks, The Kaminsky Method, Pen 15, and Ted Lasso.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say Ted Lasso takes it this year.
I hope so.
Just from all the buzz.
I've seen some episodes of it, and it is something that makes my heart swell. It's just really, really nice, and you know how I like nice things.
Yes. So, I think I'm gonna skip down to the limited or anthology series.
Sure, absolutely. So nominated for limited or anthology, we have I May Destroy You, Mayor of Easttown, which got incredible response. The Queen's Gambit, fantastic. The Underground Railroad and WandaVision.
So for me, I've seen. I did not see I May Destroy You, and I did not see the Underground Railroad. So shame on me for those two. But out of the remainders, Mayor of Easttown was good, not great. The Queen's Gambit was amazing, and I loved WandaVision. So for me in this category, the Queen's Gambit takes it all the way. Since it was not eligible, it looks like, for Best Drama Series. It looks like this is a way for them to take an Emmy for limited or anthology. And we'll go, and then I think we'll skip. I don't want to bore everybody to death going through every one of these guest actor kind of deals. Shorts. That might just give me a second. That might just be it for us, Scotty.
As you can see at the top of the scrolling list, the entire Emmy nomination list is available at Deadline, and I picked up mine for free at Variety, and so it is available for your perusals. I'm not 100% sure in terms of the tally of who has the most nominations. Obviously, Disney Plus is getting a lot with Mandalorian and WandaVision. But as you mentioned before, it's fantastic that a lot of these genre shows are being at least nominated. I don't know how Full Tilt Boogie they will go into honoring them with the awards themselves, but it would be interesting to see if one of those came home with a trophy.
And I think we will this time. Like I said, with Lovecraft Country and The Boys actually. Doing really well. I consider The Handmaid's Tale a genre type film or series. So I put that in that category as well. It's sci-fi, fantasy, horror. It's funny because 10, 15 years ago, and especially when we were coming up, when we were younger, but even 10, 15 years ago, there wouldn't be maybe one genre piece of material would break through to the mainstream. The Hollywood seemed to view it as lesser than material, and so for for these types of and thanks to Marvel and the X-Men and all of this wonderful comic book horror type material that we've been getting through streaming and other means. I think it's really starting to be this genre type fare is starting to move into the mainstream, and yeah, I think everybody's going to be, the lives will be richer for it. I think some of the best storytelling comes from that material. It just took the industry, 50 or 60 years to figure that out.
Yes, and I think that there's a lot more storytelling potential when you do sort of shroud your message or the story that you're trying to tell couch it within a genre tale. Because as I've said before in other conversations, I still think WandaVision it's a story about a woman going through grief who does not want to go to rehab because she found an out and it's not helping anybody else around her. And I think that's really that is probably one of my favorite shows of the last long time. I don't want to start giving it 10 out of 10 over and shooting the moon, but loved it.
It was very well done. And it's nice to see that not everybody has abandoned metaphor and
allegory,
like the allegory and not masking per se, but telling stories in the way that the older folk like us remember storytellers telling stories, and it's not masking to hide it. It's masking to tell really interesting stories without being preachy or telling you, it's they make you think for yourself. It's not telling you what to think. It's kind of showing you how to think or how to think of a certain situation in a certain way. I like that. And I think we need more of that.
Mm-hmm. I enjoy my storytelling to have a spoonful of sugar to help the medicine go down.
Absolutely. Thanks for running those down with me. This was kind of an audible we pulled off the top. We weren't sure if we wanted to really go through these things, but it is news. It is entertainment news, and we like to bring you all of that good stuff. Moving on to our first news topic of the day, though, the Wheel of Time gets a film adaptation. That's in the works with Thor scribe Zack Stentz. IWOT Productions and Radar Pictures have tapped screenwriter Zack Stentz, Thor, X-Men First Class, to pen the script for the first of 3 planned motion pictures based on Robert Jordan's best-selling series of books, The Wheel of Time. Now, we know a lot of people. We don't know a lot of people. We know a couple of people that are huge Wheel of Time fanatics. Stubble McShay being one of them. And I know that everybody is looking forward to the series. But I didn't realize that they were actually going to do some films and attach some films with these as well. The first movie will be set millennia before the time of the books, in a period known as the Age of Legends, a futuristic utopia powered by the magical force shared by men and women known as the One Power. When an unspeakable evil is unleashed upon the world, civilization descends into chaos, and war blankets the globe. When men using the One Power become insane and destroy much of the planet, a small band of women unite under the White Tower and are humanity's last hope of survival.
Oh yes.
The Age of Legend films will complement the storylines soon to be featured in the TV series from Sony Pictures Television and Amazon Studios. No studio partner or distributor for the Age of Legends picture has been named to this date, or at this time yet. So we don't have to spend a lot of time on this, Scotty. There's not much more information than that. But it is kind of cool to see that we're actually going to get a trilogy of films to complement the ongoing television show or the series. What do you think? What are your thoughts?
Well, I'm not a fantasy guy. However, if there's a futuristic utopia, I'm okay with futuristic utopias, even in my fantasy. So that doesn't bother me so much. I am a little nervous about it being a pre-announced trilogy alongside a television show. It just seems sort of all guns blazing on something that hasn't even been tested. With, well, I suppose the books, the series of books would be the test and the vetting for it. But I wish the success, because I know that there are fans. Again, I would have to either invest in the books, just the time to read them, or I would have to see a trailer just to see if it is my cup of tea. I've heard a lot of Wheel of Time stuff going on, bouncing back and forth in terms of the geek community, but I don't know enough about it to have a firm opinion, and I don't just want to arbitrarily shit on fantasy.
Yeah, thank you, because some of it is good. A lot of it can be god awful, but there is good out there. We're hoping that this is going to be good. I'm hoping that it's good, and I'm hoping to see something from the. We did a couple weeks ago. I think in our first week of shows, we did do the logo reveal for Wheel of Time, the TV show. So that tells me that we're coming close to some kind of teaser trailer or full blown trailer. So we'll be looking on the lookout for that, and we'll bring that to you as soon as it drops, for sure. Another little piece of news that dropped today: A Quiet Place 2 is now streaming on Paramount Plus. So if you wanted to see A Quiet Place 2 and were like Scotty in a place where you couldn't go to the movies, now you can see it without having to rent it.
And in Canada, it's streaming on Amazon Prime as well.
Oh, perfect. Awesome. Okay, now to Scott's favorite story of the day. Mad Men's
Hamm
John
time.
Slattery and John Hamm reunite for
Confess Fletch.
I'm going to let Scotty read the
Sorry, Steve,
the story because
you went into the dunk tank there for a second.
You did too. We've been having. Sorry, guys, we've been having this issue with StreamYards today. Just we're going to stay here and do the show, and hopefully you can muddle through with us. But I'm going to go ahead and let you read the blurb for Confess Fletch.
Thank you. Mad Men stars John Slattery and John Hamm will reunite for Confess Fletch, a modern take on the 1985 Chevy Chase film almost of the same name. The Fletch films are based on Gregory MacDonald's classic mystery novel series, which follows an investigative reporter, Irwin M. Fletcher, as he juggles his career and professional life. According to Variety, the new film is based on the second book in the series, in which Fletch finds himself in the middle of multiple murders, one of which pins him as the prime suspect. Hamm is set to play the role of Fletcher in the comedic reboot. Damn, yes. Directed by Greg Matala of Superbad and Arrested Development fame, which is currently in production. Hamm was spotted filming scenes in Worcester, Massachusetts. I hope I got that right. Outside the city's police station 2 days ago, Aidan Maeri from Homecoming, Lorenza Izzo from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Annie Momolo from Barb and Star Go to Vista Del Mar have been added to the cast, along with Slattery's. Their roles have yet to be announced.
Worcester,
Worcester,
Massachusetts. Right. Whatever.
Well, either way, I don't know. I've never been able to do the Worcester or Worcestershire. Or
you said it fine.
I did.
I liked the Fletch movies, the original Fletch movies with Chevy Chase. I did not love them. I wasn't a huge super fan or anything. So this sounds okay to me. I think I think it's interesting choice for John Hamm to go do this a comedic role like this. So I don't think it's undoable. I think he'll do a outstanding job. I just, he's such a great dramatic actor. You got to flex some comedy muscles every once in a while.
And when he does flex those comedy muscles, I think he does a great job. I really enjoyed him in Bridesmaids. Yeah. And whenever he was on 30 Rock, I enjoyed those performances. When he did Saturday Night Live, I find him to be a great actor and just an incredible charismatic presence. I do enjoy John Hamm, but also having John Slattery join him on the movie. I hope that John Slattery doesn't play his boss, because that would ring a little too close to the Mad Men days. But with it being a comedy, John Slattery has incredible comedic chops, and I've been following the long development of bringing Fletch back to movie theaters ever since the 90s when or early 2000s when it was supposed to be Jason Lee and it was going to be directed by Kevin Smith. So I am looking forward to seeing Fletch on screen again, and especially if it is going to be served on a lovely platter by John Hamm.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much can't go wrong with John Hamm. He's awesome. So we'll look for that. I don't think that said when it was coming out, or when they planned that for that release. But we'll keep you updated.
Well, it is in production currently, so hopefully we'll see it sometime. And comedies don't take that long, so hopefully sometime next year.
I would say summer of next year. Sounds like a summer movie, summer comedy. We'll see. Next up, this dropped today. So everybody's talking about the French Dispatch, right? Lots of people saw the trailer. They liked it. It was supposed to. I think this was supposed to come out last year, but COVID. But this dropped today, and I wanted to bring everybody this little piece. It's a little a snippet of the movie, and it's basically Timothée Chalamet in the bathtub, pretty nude too. I mean, I don't think you see much, but we'll let me cue this up real quick, and then we can watch a scene from The French Dispatch.
Excellent.
Good old Wes Anderson.
I'm naked, Mrs. Clemens.
I can see that.
Why are you crying?
Tear gas. Also, I suppose I'm sad.
Please turn away. I feel shy about my new muscles.
Go tell your parents you're home. They're worried.
I'm expected back on the barricades.
I didn't see any barricades.
Well, we're still constructing them.
Uh-huh. What are you writing?
Our manifesto? I told them not to invite Paul, by the way. Maybe you're sad, but you don't seem lonely to me.
Exactly.
I saw you at the protest on top of a bookcase taking notes. Is there a story in us for the people of Kansas?
Maybe.
Then you should study our resolutions. Or anyway, will you proofread it? My parents think you're a good writer.
Give it to me. It's a little damp.
Physically or metaphorically?
Both. Based on the cover and the first 4 sentences.
Don't criticize my manifesto.
Oh, you don't want remarks?
I don't need remarks, do I? I only asked you to proofread it because I thought you'd be even more impressed by how good it already is.
Let's start with the typos.
Typos. Typos. It's handwritten notes. I love that. Yeah. So, I mean, this looks good. So yesterday we were talking a little bit about anthology movies, right?
Yes.
This looks like it's going to be a anthology of sorts. It's basically it follows, I think, 4, and correct me if I'm wrong, 4 journalists at this French Dispatch and their adventures individually. So each, Timothée Chalamet's character will get a little story, and then each of the main characters will get their little story in an anthology type style. I do not know how I don't know if they'll interconnect any more than that. They all work at the same place, the same paper. So very interesting movie. It looks really great. Timothée Chalamet is awesome. The cast is stellar. Wes Anderson usually knocks it out of the park. What would you think of what we just saw?
I love Wes Anderson as well. I think I haven't seen Isle of Dogs, but that would be the only one that I haven't seen. I've enjoyed everything about his art direction, the pacing, the tone. Everything about a Wes Anderson movie is something that I sit down and I have a good time when I watch it.
Yeah.
So that looks great. Frances McDormand is an engaging and magnetic actress, no matter what. And Timothée Chalamet looks like he's doing a great job, and also a fearless actor. It takes a lot of gumption to be naked in front of Frances McDormand.
Right. Or be naked on camera. Period. I would
at
say.
all, but if
at all.
yeah. But if Frances McDormand's there, that really, I would be nervous. I was in the pool. And
I was in the pool. It's cold. Okay, so next on the list is Yahya Abdul Mateen II is young Morpheus in Matrix 4. So this news just dropped today too. Over the last few weeks, we hear Giant Freaking Robot. This comes obviously from Giant Freaking Robot. And dropping exclusives left and right about 4. And now we have another one that will ramp up some excitement for how much this much anticipated film will lay out its story. According to our trusted and proven sources, we know that Yahya Abdul Mateen II will play in this. I'm sorry. Did I totally read that wrong?
No. Yahya Abdul Mateen II will play in.
Yeah. Who Yahya Abdul Mateen II will play in this next film? He's been cast as a younger version of Morpheus in the film and will play a digital version of the character. So even though Lawrence Fishburne isn't reprising the his iconic part in this upcoming flick, Morpheus will indeed live on in the Matrix franchise. And I know Lawrence Fishburne, I think, is a little sour about that. But
really,
yeah, I think so. But regardless of that, Yahya is an awesome actor, and what do you think about playing a digital version of the character? How does that land for you? I mean, obviously it's the Matrix.
And having read that and having sort of gone over the possibilities of how that performance will present itself, how Morpheus will present himself in the movie, is YAM2 playing like a digital version, sort of like the actor who played Grand Moff Tarkin in Rogue One? Or is he playing the Matrix version of Morpheus, who is now a program or an echo of...
It sounds to me like the latter, but I didn't consider the former. So I haven't had time to sit on that. I think it's from the source that we have right here, it's a little ambiguous, but I do think it's going to be the character. He'll play a younger version of Morpheus in the Matrix. So the digital version of, you know what I mean? But it, because it doesn't seem like it's going to be some kind of de-aging or more, not de-aging, but like mocap. But I don't know. It's an interesting turn of events.
Well, I'm going to throw it on the pile of things that I don't know about the Matrix 4. And I'm fine with that. I didn't know anything about the Matrix when I saw it the first time. It was one of the most brilliant pieces of marketing in the history of marketing, saying you can't be told what the Matrix is. You have to see it for yourself. Yeah. That was perfect. So I can go into the Matrix 4 not knowing what the heck is going to go on. But I don't know what to expect until I at least see a teaser or as some indication as to what is happening. Now, in terms of the plot, it looks like the film will be set 60 years following the events of Matrix Revolutions. And in this world, Zion is no longer, but the machines and the humans are living in relatively, though shaky peace. So I don't know. It begs too many questions, and I think the only way I'm going to know is when the credits roll at the end of the movie.
Yeah. Well, we won't have to wait too long.
Great.
The movie is scheduled to release the end of the year in December.
Yes.
So we'll be looking forward to that. And I do believe that's day and date. So if you do have HBO Max, you will be able to see The Matrix 4 for free, like me. So good for us. Next on the list, Pixar dropped a trailer today about a movie that I didn't even hear. No, I don't think anybody even knew this movie was coming out.
idea.
It's called Turning Red, and the teaser trailer dropped today. So let's jump into that, and we'll get our thoughts on the other side.
All right, guys, the quadratic formula. Let the fun begin. Who could tell me how the formula begins? X equals...
No, this isn't happening.
My child goes to this school. I paid my taxes.
What is that? Oh, snap!
All right, settle down, little goblins. Whoa.
No, please,
Tell him it's Mommy!
I'm calm. Zen. Yes! No!
Okay, so I'll go first.
I love you, man. Yes, please. Your thoughts. I apologize. We'll edit that out in post. Yeah.
So, unfortunately for me, and this is just for me, the last several Pixar films. So let me just go back just a little bit. I used to look forward to every Pixar movie coming out. I always thought they did just, such a marvelous job with these films. The last few Pixar films in a row have been meh for me. Right? This one is more meh for me. It doesn't hit for me at all, and I'm sure I'm not the target audience, so that's fine. But I mean, none of that looked interesting for me. I know that usually with Pixar, you get more than what they show you. It's not just about a girl turning into a big red panda. But I gotta say, man, it really does not do it for me. The one saving grace, maybe Sandra Oh, who voices Mia's mom, or Miley, I think it is. So the mama in there. So obviously, it looks like it's based in Canada, though.
Huzzah!
So there's a thing.
I suppose, yeah.
And but other than that, man, I'm not looking forward to this movie. Maybe the full trailer release will do something different for me, but that's my quick thoughts on it. What did you think?
Well, usually with Pixar movies, and I think the last Pixar movie that I actually saw was Inside Out. And I think that was my exit. Now, as I've mentioned before, I do have young nieces, and so I will be watching this when I'm babysitting. It is something that I'll see. I'm sure I'll end up watching Soul and that one with Chris Pratt and Tom Holland, whatever that was about the werewolf and the road trip or whatever.
Yeah,
and these are things that
Onward.
They're onward. They're I suppose they are good storytelling. But the magic that I found with the previous movies, they did have sort of a universal value to them that I'm not getting with the latest releases from Pixar. Now,
yeah,
and also I just find that the personification or the anthropomorphization of emotions, I'm bored with that now.
Yeah.
Like I've seen it a couple of times and I just don't care anymore. And so when I do see a young girl who is going to be turning into a giant panda. I'd also like to point out that we had the Clifford the Big Red Dog trailer last week.
Yeah. Which looked charming. That one hit me the way it was supposed to, I think. Yeah.
Well, and I think that one thing that Pixar had always excelled at, in my opinion, is that the trailers weren't reliant on pop culture references.
Yeah.
And if you drop a Backstreet Boys song in your trailer, it's not that I don't like the Backstreet Boys. It's just that I want your animated movie to be timeless. And if you put a pop band in there, I don't care if it's from the 90s or if it's modern, it's going to, in the context of the marketing of that film, I'm kind of like, okay, I'm pretty sure I know some young people who are going to really enjoy this movie, but they're never going to have to tell me what it's about. Now, before we move on, there is something that this trailer really, really reminded me about. Have you ever heard of the manga Ranma 1/2?
I have not.
It is about a young boy who goes to train to become a martial artist at a magic collection of ponds. But when you fall into one of the ponds, then you are cursed with becoming whatever died in that pond. And so he is cursed with turning into a young girl every time he gets hit with water or wet.
Okay.
And so that involuntary change, it reminded me of that. But I trust me, they're very, very different. But that instant transformation based on elements out of your control, maybe I should have gone with the Hulk analogy. But this is, it just looks, I wish I could muster up some sort of positive, like it looks well animated.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
The craftsmanship is there.
Unfortunately, it just didn't hit for me. And that's kind of, the last couple of films have been that way. I did watch Soul. I liked Soul. I thought it was well done. But it didn't feel like that old school Pixar. Oh my God, it wasn't Wall-E or Up or, I name
The Incredibles.
Dozen or so amazing films. And I don't know if I don't know if they're they're trying to churn them out too fast. Because I remember that, in the back in the day, Pixar films would take a while because they wouldn't go out until everybody that worked at Pixar said okay. Everybody had to give the okay before that thing went out. So, and if it meant 3 or 4 more months of fixing something or changing something, that's what they would do. It seems like that's not the case anymore because they're coming out a little quick. I mean, we're getting kind of rapid fire with the Pixar, and I hope that doesn't mean we're suffering for it. We'll see. Well, I mean, remains to be seen.
Exactly, and this is just a response to a trailer, and so perhaps that wasn't the best representation. It could be, but even it is a Pixar movie, and so if there's one thing I know about the Oscars, if it's a Pixar movie, it's probably winning the Oscar.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Let's move on to our next item up for bid.
Yes, sir.
Classic 80s TV show Silverhawks being reanimated by the Nacelle Company.
Yes.
This is interesting because I actually was a Silverhawks fan. I watched
this
show. Yeah,
I was going to make a joke. I was going to say classic. Really? I remember it. I remember it. I remember
watching it.
Silverhawk toy.
Yeah. They didn't have a ton of episodes, so we'll just read it real quick. In the mid 80s, Rankin Bass Productions introduced the Silverhawks in their own animated series. The show took place in the far future, where Commander Stargazer's Silverhawks team had to become part cyborg to survive the rigors of space, which makes sense. The show only lasted for 65 episodes and largely faded away from memory. However, after 3.5 decades, Quicksilver, Bluegrass, Steelheart, Stillwill, and the Copper Kid are getting a revival. Well, all right, I'm totally down for this. I'd love, I wouldn't mind seeing this. Now, I didn't scan to see if we know exactly where this is. I don't think they said where it's going to be, where it's releasing to. I don't know if it's going to be like an on-demand type of thing, or if it's going to a streamer. Just kind of perusing, it doesn't really say where this is going to show up, but we'll keep our eye on that and let everybody know. But yeah, so Silverhawks is coming back in a big bad way. It looks like. What do you think about that?
It says that the Nacelle company is the company behind Silverhawks, and also they were working with. They've previously worked with Disney Plus's Behind the Attraction, Netflix's The Movies That Made Us, The Toys That Made Us, and so.
I'm sure it'll be on one of those three, and I would assume it's probably going to be Netflix.
More, yes, but I just it's with those 80s animated revivals. I don't want them to lose the edge that they had, sort of along the same lines as when we were looking at the Beast Wars, the War for Cybertron trilogy. Like, that still maintains its edge. I like what I've seen from Masters of the Universe so far, because it looks like it maintains its edge. I know there's been a little bit of choppy water going on with that, but I think it still looks like it captures the spirit. And with Silverhawks, if I remember correctly, it was a pretty bitchin' space show.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just hope it maintains that and it doesn't revert back to the Cupid, Pixie, Powerpuff kind of, I would much rather. I want it to be an adventure show, not a comedy show.
Yeah, I hope they don't do that. And hopefully at least it didn't change owners, right? So it's still the Nacelle company. They're the same company who created the original. So we're hoping that continues on, the way that it was intended to be, and not, try to soften it up for today's softer audience or whatever the hell they think. Hopefully it'll be intense, maybe not intense, but at least a bit of a really good, kind of space show, animated space show. Okay, I do have at least one more trailer. This particular movie is a horror movie, and this one has been making its way through the film festivals and kind of a festival darling. The trailer actually dropped last year, but it is now it's now set to be released on Netflix in August. So I figured, this is probably a great time to show the trailer and get people ready for The Old Ways.
Why did you go there? I told you, it was not safe.
Do you know these people?
The man, he is her son. He helps. The woman, she practices the old ways.
She's a bruja.
They don't believe they can let you go. They have seen something inside you. A demon.
I don't know what's in my food.
I don't know what day it is. You can't understand what you see now.
This is insane.
This isn't you. It's what's inside you.
There is no demon, Christina.
My name is Christina. To the
So that happened. This looks good. These are the kind of out of the way, under the radar, cool horror movies that I like. And I'm glad that Netflix picked it up. So we're able to see it. The Old Ways, a supernatural horror plot. When Christina, you know what? I'm not going to read the plot. I think you got the plot from the trailer, from seeing the trailer. So I think we'll leave it there. But that looks pretty good. What do you think? Not your cup of tea, or?
It's not really my cup of tea. I don't know. Maybe It does look interesting. It does look well made. And I'm glad that it's getting sort of buzz around the festival circuits, because as we were discussing yesterday with independent film, and especially when it comes to horror movies, I'm glad that these movies are being made and they're getting into people's consciousness. But no, I'd have to say that everything that I just said was a long way of saying, no, it's not really my cup of tea, dude.
Yeah, and that's fine. Like I said, not everything's going to hit both of us the same way. Here's a little quick breaking news. Disney makes M. Night Shyamalan's Unbreakable official for 4K Ultra HD on 9/21. So that's pretty big. And apologies for the gardening and that's going on outside of my building. It happens.
And then speaking of 4K releases, apparently they're doing. I just saw, and I don't have any copy for it, but I saw that they just approved True Romance to get a 4K upgrade.
That upgrade is actually, I think it's the UK for the UK.
Oh, okay.
That's a UK release. Yep, for True Romance. So that looks good too. I love that movie. It's one of my favorite movies.
Yes.
So yeah. So I know we're coming up close to the hour mark, Scotty, and I know we're having glitches, guys. Thanks for hanging in there with us. It is what it is. We're gonna, we'll muddle through, and thanks for staying as long as you have. But we do have one last teaser trailer. I thought we'd drop, and then we'll take a few of the comments, and then we'll call it a day. This is actually dropped on Friday while we were doing the show, and I just haven't got around to actually bringing it to you. But this is the season 2 trailer. We have to wait till December 17th to get the season 2 dropped. I don't know why they dropped it so early. But I think, we'll see. They might just want to keep people, give them a little bit, keep their appetites wet enough for it. I absolutely love this first season. I love the mechanics of the storytelling. How they messed with time. They kind of on a 2-track way of storytelling. So I like those mechanics. I don't know if they'll do that in season 2. Probably not, because I would assume they'll think that the gimmick of doing it that way is over. But if we do get that kind of mechanic happening, and they do it as well as they did in the first season, that would be awesome. But I think I'm just ready to get back and jump back into the world and into these characters' lives, and live in there for a while. So I'm looking forward to it.
And I'm looking forward to. No, I'm looking forward to actually journeying into that world, just because I've heard so much about it, and I've heard a lot of people say how good Henry Cavill is in it, and if there is sort of a multi-layered storytelling to it, I hadn't heard that part before, but I would like to delve into it. I would like to explore this particular storytelling, and now because I'm a dummy. I thought it was based on the video game. So now that I know it's based on the books and there is actually a narrative behind it, then that does intrigue me a heck of a lot more. But I think that was knowledge that was only dropped in my neck of the woods last week. So I do have to, So I do. I'm telling you, man, I don't even know. I applied and you said sure. So that's how I'm here.
It works. It works for me. It's working out. So The Witcher, I mean, absolutely, when you can, it's on Netflix. Check it out. It's a pretty quick. I think it's 8 episodes, if I'm not mistaken. So it's 8 hours, pretty quick binge. But yeah, you'll love the mechanics of the storytelling.
Good.
And I kind of spoiled it because it's even better if you go in cold. So, but I apologize.
Well, and I just saw the trailer for season 2. That was going to be inevitable. So now I know that Henry Cavill doesn't die. So whatever.
Yeah, right. All right. So let's answer some comments and questions, and then we'll call it a day.
PJ Maybe, thanks for coming over, man. This is one of the gentlemen who joins Captain Cockney Spock, the good ship Captain Cockney Spock, and so it's good to see you here, PJ. Have I entered the world of dreams? I think he was looking forward to the Wheel of Time. I may have skipped it in the intro.
Maybe.
Hey, Scory. I'm assuming that was it. Yeah. We all know the tales Scotty's hands made. Yes, I request that you not tell the ladies about my busy hands. The Wheel of Time is a great series full of strong women. Amazon will kill it.
Hope so.
I don't know if he meant kill it or kill it.
Kill it.
Inflection is a big thing. The first 3 books are the best. I hope so. The first 3 books are the best. Goes downhill from there. It died a disappointing death at the end. How many books are there? Do you know, Steve?
There's a bunch. I think there's like 10 or more.
Oh wow!
So it's as far as I know, there's 10 or more books, I believe. Yeah, there's a whole heap of them, as it were. All right, so that'll do it for the comments for today. Scotty, it was
thanks for commenting, PJ.
Yeah, absolutely, PJ. Thanks for coming on and commenting, and hope you liked what you heard. And like, share, subscribe, do all those things like we do, like we say every day. Once again, Scotty, I love doing the show with you. I had a great time.
Thanks, man.
This was a jam-packed show. I think we filled an hour just with, when you run down some of these, when you have like an Emmy show, when you get the nominations for the Emmys or Oscars, and you run those down, it does eat up a little time. And I know it's kind of boring for some people, so I try to skip a bunch of it, but at least hopefully people got the gist of it. And
and I think it's important. It's important to go over because while the movie industry sort of had a slow year last year, I think television had almost a renaissance, or it was much more prevalent. And so I'm more excited to see the recognition of the television professionals than I was for the film professionals.
I am too. We're in this golden age of television. There's more money, more talent, and just a wealth of source material that's being brought to the quote unquote small screen now, that where it's just a wealth of great entertainment. And it's nice to see really well done shows, even if they're genre fair, get recognized, at least nominated, right? As we get nominated, then it'll be, they win, and then they win, and then they win. Go ahead, Scott. What were you gonna say?
Although I did see that Star Trek Discovery and Lower Decks got nominated, and I don't know how that happens.
And where did they get nominated to? Do you know?
I hope it's special effects and costumes.
Special effects, right, and costumes.
And then
they
animated.
do a good job in both of those. Right?
Yes,
they do.
Credit where credit is due.
Both of those. Yeah.
Yes.
Otherwise, there's much better fare out there. Okay, well, I think we've said all we were going to say today, Scott. So unless you have anything to proffer,
not a thing.
Okay, so I think we'll bring this episode to an end. For Scotty R37, I am Steve Foley, and have a great day, everybody.
See you guys.